You know, you bring up a really good point. Thank you so much, Ronnie. I want to bring you in on this because one of our viewers, Michael from Mineola, says there should be charges for cyberbullying. Those kids who bully have problems at home. He says some tried to bully my brother, and when I stepped in, it stopped, and then I found out that the bully had problems at home.
Well, that is almost always true. But learning to be mean and vicious and spew hatred does start in the home. It's learned behavior. No one is born a bully, with some maybe rare exception. But this is now just taken to the millionth degree, the ability to use the computer. They used to write something on a bathroom wall,
right, or pass
seen
notes,
by however many kids. Yeah, so now they just press a button. But I also think that, I don't think a lot of the kids realize the consequences of their actions. I don't think they realize the level of the meanness. There's a lot between saying something mean and driving a child to commit suicide. There's a lot in between. And the schools have been trying to deal with it, and the problem is this type of behavior happens off school grounds, usually after or before school hours, and then the schools are left to develop their own policies how to deal with this because the consequences clearly are brought into school.
Help parents. What are the signs? What do you look for?
Well, they look for the child is becoming more sullen, less, involved with the family. It's a change of behavior, maybe change of friends, maybe not even having friends. And then they escape into the computer. And then this very often starts with someone who they think is their friend, because there was a tragic story a few years ago about a young boy who, over the summer, he was a nice kid, but he was shy. And this very popular girl started to email him over the summer that she liked him. And he was so excited because I heard the father tell the story. And come September, she just laughed in his face and she said, "Are you kidding?
This whole thing was a joke?"
Yeah, so it's that, I don't know that girl would have realized the consequences, but one of this young boys, he was 14 years old, one of his friends lives with the guilt that he knew and didn't force him. And he said, tell somebody, tell your dad. But that's the thing. It's about empathy, about kids understanding to come forward.
But also to clarify, that, according to my bill, that would not qualify as cyberbullying.
Okay.
There was one incident. Maybe
no,
it
was over a whole summer.
Was it?
Okay.
It was constant communication with.
So what happens if it happens out of state? What happens if the person who is sending the emails to somebody here on Long Island?
Look, it would probably be harder to prosecute, but if either the victim or the perpetrator is a Suffolk County resident, they would be in violation of this law.
All right. If you'd like some more information on tonight's show about Legislator Cooper's proposal or tips about combating, I should say, cyberbullying, it's all on our website, news12.com. Click on numbers and links. You're watching Long Island Talks here on News 12 Long Island. Welcome back to Long Island Talks. Tonight we're talking about a proposal to criminalize cyberbullying if the victim is under the age of 18. Julio from Oceanside was hanging on the line. Julio, I'm sorry you hung up, but Julio said, I think we should criminalize cyberbullying, especially if they push it this far. They should be penalized for it. On the line is Mary from Massapequa. Welcome, Mary. What do you think?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
I just want to say that when you guys cut, the government cuts education, this is what's happened because teachers should be teaching the kids about cyberbullying. That it's also not just the parents, but it's a group effort, and especially in health classes or regular classes, they teach about it's learned behavior, and you can fight it by teaching. You cannot fight it by being silent.
Very good point there, Mary. Yeah, that's John.
Agree.
Did you want to respond to that?
No,
yeah.
I agree. It takes a village.
Yeah.
And there's a lot on parents already, particularly in these tough economic times. Parents sometimes working 2-3 jobs.
2-3 jobs.
So it's hard to supervise your kids. But even if you make this constant effort with the technology now, I don't know about your kids, but my kids, when they were 10, they knew more about the computer.
Oh yeah, she's already on the computer,
how to send text messages. I didn't know how to send a text until a few months ago. I had to ask one of my kids. So it's tough for parents sometimes to properly monitor their kids, try as they may.
Michael from Islip writes, passing the bill like this is okay, but it has to be clarified so kids don't joke around, because then you'll have two sides to a story. So he feels it needs to be clarified to make sure you're not penalizing somebody who didn't mean it to go as far, as it appears to have gone.
Right. Well, that's one of the many issues we have to deal with.
Exactly.
Does intent matter?
Right.
Is it a defense to say, well, I didn't know that she was going to commit suicide. I didn't mean it to go that far. Is that a defense?
I know, it's all still part of it. All right, in the final 30 seconds I have with you, what happens next with this?
It's a local law, so we're going to have a public hearing at the next.
Oh, great. Okay.
It's laid on the table. The next legislative meeting, public hearing
You'll
at the
take
one
comments.
following that. So it's about 60 days before the public hearing, so the public will have an opportunity to weigh in, pro or con. So I'd say it's probably at least 90 days before we actually vote on the bill.
Well, you know what? We'll follow it all the way through. We'll let you know what happens. Legislator Cooper, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And Ronnie, thank you as always for your expertise in this area. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned. Colleen McVeigh is up next. She'll have your live Long Island news.